It's late and I'm sleep deprived because I've been busy putting my bike back together, but I can't go to bed yet because we're leaving tomorrow. I need a way to transport my bike. I just got this big old box in the mail. It's a Black Widow steel motorcycle carrier. Okay, so nothing really wants to come out of this end, so moving over to the other side, we got a box of hardware, L brackets, anti-wobble device, the loading ramp, a side piece, the main center part, another side piece, a ramp holder, 2 supports, instructions, and the other ramp holder. I'll start by opening the instructions, and all the parts seem to be present. I'll open the hardware kit and organize all the bolts and stuff to make sure this goes smoothly. Looks good, and all the hardware appears to be present as well. To get started, I'll lay each side piece into the main center part. Make sure the ends are pointing up so the ramp will be able to attach properly. Next, I'll grab the 8 shorter bolts with lock nuts and insert them through the side parts and center main piece from the inside out like this. I'll just spin on the lock nuts by hand. The instructions say to wait until the bolts are threaded in before you tighten anything down. Next, I'll grab 2 supports and lay them on the top like this. These remind me of a suspension bridge. I'll grab 2 really short bolts, apply some blue Loctite, and thread them into the tops. Next, I'll grab the 4 medium bolts and nuts and insert the bolts into the 4 ends of the suspension bridge supports. Then I'll grab the 4 long bolts and nuts and horizontally insert them through the 4 holes closest to the center like this. Then thread the nuts on. I'll take the 2 ramp support L brackets and underneath slide them on the bolts that are used at the ends of the suspension bridge supports. Make sure the plastic bits are facing away from where the vehicle would be. While holding them, I'll thread the nuts on the bottom. Next, I'll grab the 2 long studs with the clip pins and install them in any 2 of the outer hole sets on each side of the carrier. These make it easy to quickly customize where the tires sit depending on the size of the bike. Hey, remember those 2 other L brackets? I didn't remember them until now, and it looks like I forgot to install them where the 2 side parts connect to the center main part. I guess I'll just blame my sleep deprivation. However, it's an easy fix since I didn't tighten anything down yet. I'll just remove the 8 nuts and bolts and install them on the insides like this. These L brackets just add some extra reinforcement. Alright, now it's finally time to tighten all the bolts down. You will need to use a wrench to keep the lock nuts from spinning as you tighten. These types of nuts don't need any Loctite and they won't loosen up from vibration. It makes it easier if you run them in with a small impact driver. Then snug them up with a ratchet. You want them snug, but if you keep tightening them too much, you can actually start to deform the metal. I'll also double check to make sure everything is properly tightened. Next, I'll lay the ramp onto the rack and it's held on with this D locking pin. It just unclips and slides into these holes. Then you reclip it. This just keeps the ramp from bouncing out, but it can still rattle around. This motorcycle carrier comes with a hitch pin and clip. Then last but not least, the anti-wobble device that uses the 4 last bolts. Time to grab the old T-Dub and roll it on just to test it out. The outer pin on either side of the rack can be moved into 2 positions depending on how you want the tires to sit. Alright, I finally got some quality sleep and the next morning, it's go time. With the anti-wobble device slid on, I lifted the carrier and slid it into the hitch. With the holes aligned, I installed the hitch pin and clip. Always make sure that clip is on properly or you will not have a good time. Also, be sure to check out how much tongue weight your hitch and vehicle can safely handle. My 4Runner is rated at 500 pounds max, my TW weighs 287, and this carrier is 57, so I'm more than good. Next, I'll slide the anti-wobble device up to the hitch and equally tighten down all the bolts. You want them tight, but you don't want to over-tighten them because they don't have a lot of threads to hold on to. Then I'll place the ramp on one of the ends and just roll my bike up and on. I'll very carefully rest the handlebar on the rear glass and get all the straps ready and in place. The straps will attach to the 4 holes on the center of the rack. It's easier if you have someone to help you, but I wanted to see if I could do it all myself, and it was actually quite easy. Next, I'll carefully move it off the glass and strap it down from the handlebars and the rear passenger peg brackets. I also put a strap around the rear tire to make sure it doesn't hop out. It's also best to use ratcheting straps. I'll then take all the ends and tie them up so they don't flap around constantly. Be sure to double check everything and that the bike is nice and secure. I left for the hills, and when I finally got to my destination at night, it was pretty easy to remove. When unloading, the ramp did fall off near the end, probably because of the uneven ground, but it was no big deal at all. If this ever becomes an issue, you could always just strap the ramp to the rack when unloading. This hitch carrier did its job. It got my bike to a faraway destination. I have always wondered how well these things worked, but I felt like this one was very sturdy. My friend's bike actually fell off his Harbor Freight motorcycle hitch carrier when we were looking for a campsite, so I would stay away from those. I had footage of it, but I lost my phone on this trip.
No, I lost my phone.
I do love moto camping with only my motorcycle, but this will allow me to get to much further away places and bring more supplies with me. The nice thing about these is the cost. Not only is it cheaper than a trailer, you also don't have to register it, and it's much easier to store. I did go off-road with this hitch carrier, and it did very well. However, my worn-out rear suspension on the 4Runner really sagged like crazy, and it did scrape the ground a few times. So I ended up getting 1-inch springs and shocks that I still need to install. Also, it's best to roll down the rear glass if you can when going off-road as a precaution. However, you will probably get a lot of dust in your vehicle. The anti-wobble device did its job, however 2 of the bolts fell out on a very washboarded road, even though I checked the tightness a few times throughout the trip, so I would recommend using some Loctite on those. However, even with 2 bolts, it didn't have any wobble. Well, anyways guys, so far I have been very happy with this hitch carrier. I'll be sure to leave a link down below to where you can find it, and of course in the future if I have any big problems with it, I'll be sure to let you know down below as well. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to go on your own adventure. Peace out.